It was funny and action-packed and unrelentless and unapologetic. Terry thought so too. Sneaking him into the theater wasn't as easy as it should have been. What did you think of Deadpool? You think so, Terry? Hey guys, so today I'm going to talk about Deadpool. Let's get started. Deadpool was really good. I liked it a lot. It was original and funny, and it had a lot of qualities going for it. It really did come across as unapologetic for what it was. It wanted to be different than the normal superhero movies, especially the Marvel Universe, that it fits in, including the X-Men franchise, and I thought it really succeeded in doing that. It took itself only as seriously as it needed to, and I thought that was perfect for the character of Deadpool. It wasn't a perfect movie. It wasn't great at doing a lot of things that other Marvel movies have nearly perfected. Mostly I'm talking about streamlining the origin story. I hope that this can spawn a new type of comic book movie, the rated R movie made for the comic book nerds. While there have been rated R comic book movies like Watchmen or 300 or Kick-Ass, and those are all good by themselves, they were very niche. Deadpool, I think, plays to a much larger, broader audience. So without spoiling, I will break down some things in the movie that I really liked and some that could have used some work. Right off the bat, the first 10 minutes of the movie, you are instantly sucked into what this movie is going to be. It is going to be stupid funny, it is going to be action-packed, it is going to be fourth wall breaking, and it is going to play up a lot of fan service. Literally from the opening moments of the film, because the credits don't. Starring Ryan Reynolds. Written by people. Guess I can look that up, huh? Sorry. They put directed by some guy, and starring the sexiest man of the year, and written by the real heroes. Instantly as a viewer, you know that this is different. While other comic book movies, specifically in the Marvel Universe, like Iron Man and Ant-Man, have a definite comedy about them, Deadpool was a comedy with action as opposed to an action with comedy. I think my main issue was the beginning of the second act. They had to slow it down and go into his backstory. I understand they have to do this as a movie because otherwise you don't care about this person, you don't care what they're fighting for, you don't care who they're fighting for. After that, it makes it unrelatable. The way they did it, though, I felt was too slow. First act, like, punches you in the gut, and you're just, like, instantly thrown into this fast-paced, energetic movie. Then when they go back and have to tell you about what happened before they made Wade Wilson Deadpool, I feel like that slowed down the breakneck pace of the movie's first act to a point that didn't keep up with it or keep up with what followed after it. I wish they'd borrowed a bit more from maybe like a movie like Ant-Man or Captain America, where they kind of cheat and go through montages, but montages work. Rocky has been writing on that for near 40 years, and it's freaking awesome every time. Like, every time. I did really love the amount of heart they were able to give this movie. Wade Wilson came across as three-dimensional. He never came across as just this one-liner spewing jackass. He actually did have reasons to be fighting, and you wanted to root for him. His girlfriend, Monica Baccarin? Baccarin? Baccarat. 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 the girl from every sci-fi TV show ever. Was really good in it, and she came across as very likable and relatable, and you wanted Wade Wilson, Deadpool, to win her back. You wanted him to go save the day. Colossus and Megasonic Teenage Warhead, which Deadpool is right, might be the coolest name ever, were really great additions, furthered the plot along without having their own stupid backstories that we had to go to and some reason for Colossus to be fighting or Megasonic Teenage Warhead to be like breaking up with her boyfriend. It didn't need it, and they knew it didn't need it, and they didn't throw it in. I did have a problem with Colossus never powering down, because if you know the comics or even the cartoon from the early 90s, which I love so very, very much, then you know that Colossus can power up and power down at will. So the idea that he would be eating grape nuts or drinking a soda in Colossus form is just weird to me. It was a minor gripe. It's not something I'm like, oh my god, don't go watch this movie because Colossus never becomes human and powers down. Thanks, Internet, for giving everyone a voice. Oh wait, they gave me a voice. Thanks, Internet. The movie was good. I highly recommend it. I think you should go see it, and I think you will enjoy it. You could tell that the cast and crew and Ryan Reynolds and everyone involved really put everything into it. They wanted to make it as good as possible, and I think that they did. The next one will get a much higher budget. They might be able to throw in another random X-Man. Fingers crossed on Dazzler. If I'm giving this movie a rating, I'm giving it a B+. Well worth watching. It's just a good 2 hours at a movie theater, which honestly is awesome. Cynical Sean here. The villain was rather one-dimensional. You never really got a sense of what he was all about in an era where villains can be really great, like Jessica Jones's villain, Kilgrave, or Loki, or Magneto. Because they didn't know and there were just giant question marks on every single thing, they didn't want to take too many risks and bog down the story or slow down the pace too much. So it's understandable. Cynical Sean did not like the ending so much. I thought the action scene at the end was good, but the stakes were not very high overall. I don't want to spoil anything, but it did come across as fairly predictable. Cynical Sean gives it a B-. It is worth watching. It is funny. It is good. I felt like there was a lot more potential that they could have tapped into. I disagree. I think they took plenty of risks, starting with the opening credits, to the fourth wall breaking, to taking the sexiest man alive and making him into a prune, and I recommend it. I also recommend it. I just feel like it should have been more, while you feel like it could have been more.